Welcome to Tummy Safe and Scratch Made. Today is a simply hearty pasta dish. It is gluten-free, dairy-free, low FODMAP, and low sugar. Let us begin. Now I already started my chicken, but we are using chicken thighs today. We are using potatoes. I like the canned potatoes because they already come out soft and ready to go. Roma tomatoes, green beans, ronzoni gluten-free thin spaghetti, butter, and our seasonings. We have basil, Italian, and ground mustard. We will also be using almond milk. We have our pot with our boiling water ready to go, and our pan that we're going to go ahead and throw some butter in. Need to get that butter melted before we get the chicken in there. First, we will throw our pasta into the pot. I like to break it in half, makes it a little easier to eat. Set the timer for about 8 minutes, and by the time that it's done, you have it in the bowl with your pasta sauce and everything. It'll be perfectly cooked. Now, we got our butter in there, and go ahead and throw a lid on there. I like to use lids that are a little smaller than the pan, just kind of really captures the heat into the pan, helps the butter melt, helps the food cook better. It's just something I enjoy doing. Now we're going to go ahead and get this chicken chopped up into small little bits. You don't want them too small, but not too big. This needs to be a pasta dish, so just small enough that, you can feel the texture, but not too much time chewing on it. Now we're going to go ahead and get that bone cut out. It's cheaper just to get the chicken with the bone in it, so learn how to get the bone out and save as much meat as possible. And get our butter all mixed up there so it doesn't burn. Finish our chicken going. By the way, check out the pasta going on in the pot. See how it's moving around a lot? You need to make sure when you are cooking pasta that you see the pasta moving in that pot. If your pasta is not moving in the boiling water, then your pasta is cooking down into one big lump on the bottom of the pan, and that is not going to be enjoyable when you go to strain it. Now we got our chicken in our pan, and we're going to go ahead and clean up our area, wash our cutting board, and get ready for the veggies. Alright, now our chicken has been cooking while we washed our cutting board and got everything ready. Give that a good mix up, get all the pieces broken apart, and start putting our seasonings on there. We have a good amount of basil, the ground mustard, and the Italian seasoning. Now I season by look because I know what I like. It's something that everybody should learn how to do. Learn how to season by look, not just measurement. However, if I were to say measurements, I don't even know. Maybe quarter to half cup of each to start. Just for, maybe a quarter cup, just to get your chicken seasoned. Now, we went ahead and opened and strained our potatoes, cut them into tiny bite-sized pieces. You want them smaller than the pieces for your chicken. I do 2 that way, 1 that way, and dice along the side. Go ahead and throw our potatoes in there, get it all shook up and ready to go, and let it cook down while we get to our rest of our veggies. Now the green beans, I cut the ends off to get the stems off and then cut them down. And I use the handle of the cutting board as a little collector for all the extra pieces, so the pieces of veggies I don't want don't accidentally get thrown in the pan because I pick them up when I'm moving the vegetables around. Give it a good shake, get some more butter in there, put my lid on there, and start on my tomatoes. Like I said, putting the lid on there helps steam everything up, melts the butter nicely. It's just a good addition that I've found. Now with the tomatoes, I cut them in slices, then I cut 2 ways, turn it, cut the other way, and they're good to go. Now give that all a good shake, and I'm going to add some almond milk to this just to help really moisturize that chicken, cook down the veggies just really nicely. Now let that set for about 2 to 3 minutes with the milk in there. Then we're going to go ahead and add our tomatoes, get it mixed up rather nicely, put the lid on it, and clean up your area. Make sure to try to clean as you're cooking. Like I've said in previous videos, I'm horrible at cleaning up after myself, so I've tried to clean up during the cook times instead of waiting till the end to clean up all of my food. Alright, now it's cooked for, I'd say, 5 to 6 minutes. And we're going to go ahead and add some more seasoning onto there. Basil, Italian, and what turned out to be the last of my ground mustard. Give it a good mix up, flatten it out, and just let it set for a minute. Now we're going to go ahead and add a layer of salt and pepper to the top of this. Just add some extra seasoning and let it sit for 5 minutes. Stir occasionally, but just let it sit, no lid, for at least 5 minutes to cook down and really get those flavors melded together. Now we have all our flavors together, and the peace sign was Marcus. He helped on a previous video. Got our pasta. Now the pasta's cooled down, so it's stuck together a little bit. If you want, you can wait until the end to cook your pasta when you're waiting your 5-6 minutes for your veggies and stuff to cook down. That way it's hot. I like cooking it first myself. Now we're gonna scoop this on in here. And it is a hearty dish. This is not a sauce. This is a hearty meat and veggie dish that we mix with the pasta. There's nothing runny, no real, like I said, no real sauce to it besides what cooks down with tomatoes. It's just a nice hearty dish, especially on a cold day or when you're sick. Just get your body warmed up and filled with as many proteins and vitamins as we can. Get it all mixed, and there you go. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoy the food, and we will be back soon.